Love and light. Thank you for visiting my channel. Today, I want to share a message with you that God has dropped on my spirit here recently, and it's about deliverance. And as we know, deliverance is meant to cast out evil spirits and demons and to help people overcome negative behaviors, feelings, and experiences. But the thing with deliverance, from what I've seen, is that when a person seeks deliverance and they have a demon casted out of them, eventually they return and find themselves in more bondage than what they were before they left, and in a cycle of needing more and more deliverance. And I don't understand how a person can see this as deliverance if I now have more spirits on me than when I came to you. And what I mean by this is that when you look in the Bible, when a person is delivered, or when a person has a demon cast out of them, although that demon does come out of them, that demon then goes and recruits 7 more spirits even stronger than him when it returns back to you. So that's what I mean is how can I see this as deliverance if when I leave to you, I am now in more bondage and even more strongholds than when I came to you? If I'm set free, then why do I have to keep coming back? When a person is delivered by God, or when God delivers a person, it's an act of saving his people and restoring them from danger and bondage. And the key word there is restoring, which means to make new, to make whole. And what I'm finding, or what I'm seeing, is that a lot of people are not whole. A lot of people are broken in many different areas of their life because they're still learning to, apply love in situations, apply faith, strength, security, confidence, forgiveness, whatever it is that a person is dealing with. But they could be learning to shed their ego in certain situations, dying to the flesh, whatever it is. They're still in a process of learning to shed certain behaviors and to shed certain ways. So therefore, the restoration is not fully there. It's not fully complete. And when God delivers a person, these things are complete because it says He restores them. So if we are not being restored, or if, in other words, if you are not ready for deliverance, then you should be mindful before seeking deliverance. Because if you're not ready to fight this fight, if you're not whole again, if you're not ready to battle these spirits, then you're going to find yourself, in a world of trouble when you go seek deliverance, because when that spirit gets cast out of you, it will come back with 7 more spirits that's stronger than itself to come back and attack and invade your temple yet again. And so when people when 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 these when these people of God, these children of God, women of God, these men of God, when they're given deliverance, if they are not preparing you to help restore you, if they're not preparing you to be able to fight these spirits and battle with these demons, then you're going to be set up for failure in the long run. You're just going to be coming right back to them, and you're going to continue coming back to them. And that is not salvation. I've never seen salvation to be where I have to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. Because once God says a person, they're saved. They're set free. That's it. Unless they decide to go back to where they were before, then that's it. They're set free. They're done. They have been restored. They have been renewed. They're back to whole. There is no going back to the same thing. None of these things, they no longer exist. You know what I'm saying? These strongholds, they no longer exist now when you're set free. And so therefore I don't see it as being set free. I just see it as a temporary fix. It's like, we cast these demons. It's like we cast these demons out just so they can come back even stronger and more in number than they were before. That don't sound like salvation. That don't sound like deliverance. That sounds like a trick. That sounds like a setup. That sounds like pure foolery. I do not feel saved nor delivered if I have to turn around and face more strongholds. If I have to turn around and come right back to you again. That's like being on a leash. You can only go so far before you're stuck and have to come right back. That is not deliverance to me. That is not. It's like I am still stuck on a leash. I am still not free to walk away. I still have to be stuck to you. I still have to come back to you. That is not how that is supposed to work, at least in my head. It's just not. So I encourage people to be mindful of doing the work, in life when it comes to salvation, when it comes to, being free. Because it's going to take work. It is going to take discipline. It is going to take obedience. When being delivered by God, it's going to take work. It is going to take discipline. And God is the only person who can give you true deliverance, where you don't have to keep coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back, unless you so decide to, or unless you decide to go back and have the need to return to Him. But once you return to God, I never see people leaving Him just to have to return, And so with setting yourself free with salvation, God cannot save a person if they do not want to be saved. People cannot save people if they don't want to be saved. These men and women of God, these preachers, pastors, prophets, they cannot save people if they don't want to be saved. You have to want to be saved. You have to be able, to shed old ways. You cannot have salvation and freedom if you are not living your life a certain way. You cannot be free if you are not living your life according to how you should be living it. You cannot, be free and have salvation if you are not applying the things that you need to apply and living the life that you need to live. You cannot find freedom and salvation. You have to be disciplined. You have to be obedient. You have to be able to apply the principles that you need to apply in life. You have to do the work. There is no way around it. There is no way around it. As much as, we may life for it to be that simple to just go and say, Satan, get behind me, or, spirit, I cast you out of me. As much as we would like for it to be that easy, it's truly not. And honestly, if it was that easy, then we would never grow. There would be no growth in life. How can you ascend if you're not growing? How can you ascend if you're not learning? How can you ascend if you're not strengthening yourself? There is no ascension. There is no growth in going to a person and saying, hey, call the spirit out of me. Hey, take care of this problem for me. Hey, remove this issue from me. Hey, remove this demon from. Like there is no growth. There is no learning. There is no ascension. There's nothing in that. So be mindful, of trying to, find a scapegoat when it comes to salvation, because there is no scapegoat. There is no easy way out. There is no easy way to salvation. There is no easy way to freedom. We have to go through it. We have to learn. We have to grow. We have to learn, how to live our lives. These are things that we must learn if we want salvation and freedom. Like, we all came here to learn and to grow, to seek salvation, which means we're going to have to learn and we're going to have to grow. We will have to do the work. And it's something that we can do. It's not impossible. People have been saved before and they will continue to be saved, but you have to want to save yourself. And you can't expect another person to do it for you. There is not another person that can save you or bring you salvation. So, this going and getting delivered, like, and unless, I'm put it like this, and unless a person is ready for deliverance, that means they have strengthened their spirit, they have prepared themselves to be able to fight in spirit, to battle with these demons. Unless you're at this point, you have the ability to do these things, then deliverance is not for you at this moment in your life. Because when you learn to strengthen your spirit, when you learn to overcome these obstacles, when you learn to fight these demons and how to overcome, the spirits, then you're able to find delivery yourself, because you've learned to remove these things and these emotions and ways and behaviors from your life. So that way they no longer exist in you. You can change yourself and your ways, and these things will have to rid itself from you. It will no longer be able to house itself in your temple, because there will not be any brokenness in you for it to remain and for it to exist. Because as long as a person has a weak spirit, these demons will always be able to invade your temple. They will always be able to house themselves within you, within your spirit, or they will always be able to do it within your spirit and house themselves within your temple. But once you do the work, and you strengthen yourself and there's no more brokenness to you, then they don't have a way in. When you built your house, when you built your spirit, and once you built your spirit, then you protect your temple and it cannot be broken into. When it's one with God, when your spirit is strong, when you learn how to fight these things, when you learn how to overcome these things, there will be no more breaking into your house. There will be no more breaking into your temple. There will be no more brokenness. You have to be whole first in order to do these things. So again, guys, I just want you to be mindful when it comes to deliverance, when it comes to, when it comes to not being ready and not being prepared, and the consequences that can come with it, because, you will be faced with even more spirits, even stronger than the spirit that you had. I want to encourage you to be mindful, about doing the work, about learning to apply the principles and things that you need to live the life that you need to live in order to find salvation. in order to set yourself free. Hold on, apologies. My child is sticking notes through the door, trying to ask me something. Go ahead. You can have juice. But anyhow, people, sorry about that. But yes, be mindful of doing the work, and please know that you cannot scapegoat doing the work in life, and think that one can still reach freedom and salvation without going through the process of restoring yourself and becoming whole again. Because if not, you will continue to be broken in life, and you will continue to be invaded by spirits and by demons and any and everything else. So, be mindful, be smart, be wise. And as always, I want you to stay uplifted. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to stay in love. And as always, peace and love, much love, and one love.